So a few weeks ago, we were at this music festival, Lunacy, just outside of Santa Barbara, Music and Arts Festival. Oh yeah, we had an awesome time. We met Trinity there. And we had this dome that we just purchased, a 30 feet dome, awesome structure, very beautiful, and we arranged it like a giant lounge on the inside, and clearly some of us were monks inside of this dome. And then one day, just before the sun was about to set, which is a time when I chant one of my prayers. There's this prayer that I meditate on 3 times a day, early morning, midday, and evening. So this was the evening time to do this. It takes a few minutes only. It's a short prayer, mantra to meditate. You recite it in your mind and you meditate on it. So I said before this picturesque shrine that we had in the dome, and I was maybe like halfway through it when this crazed girl stormed in. She stormed in and she was running all over the place. So I was thinking, oh my God, it's so hard to meditate now. And then and she was shouting, brother, brother, help me. And I didn't realize she was trying to talk to me.
So sorry.
No problem, it's all good. More the merrier. Sometimes I think we're running out of space, but in many ways that's nice. And then as she was flying around like a fly without the head, she landed next to me and she grabbed me by my hand and she said, please help me, bless me, help me. And I didn't know what to do. And then she said, hold my head. I was like, hold your head, all right. So I did what I was told. So I grabbed her head and clearly she was on something, and I couldn't tell what she was on. And I said, is it helping? And she said that it was. She sort of calmed down, and then she kneeled down and she put her head on the floor while I continued to hold her head like that. And then I asked her what she was on, and she's answered something incoherently, so I couldn't understand what she was saying. But then she said, she continued to talk about herself. And then she said that she looked very young, I don't know, early 20s, maybe 20, like that. And she said how she was suicidal, and therefore, in one point, she started to take drugs. She was suicidal, and when I heard this, I was thinking, my God, here's this vibrant young being. Being suicidal. And I told her, how is it that someone so young, so vibrant, so much life ahead of you is being suicidal? I told her, you must be hanging out with wrong people. I told her there are plenty of people. There are plenty of people who love and appreciate her existence and would love to have her around. You just need to find such people and hang out with them. And of course, she was wanting answers to numerous questions, more particularly dealing with this issue of being suicidal. And then I asked her, why are you suicidal? And she said, oh brother, life is tough. Life is difficult. Don't you think so? She asked. And I said, yeah, life is difficult, but... And then I was thinking, what should I tell her now? I know exactly what I should have told her, but I was thinking, how can I tell her everything that I have in my mind right now to communicate this to her? Because no appropriate solution is an abrupt and a rapid one. You always have patchwork, and then you have awesome solution. So awesome things require awesome changes. And what I wanted to tell her is that there are basically three types of human characters. And there are Sanskrit terms for this, but basically one who's characterized by the quality of tamas, which is grossly translated as darkness, has a... can you tell him to just walk away a few feet? Canela, give us a break. Those who are under this quality, they have an actual tendency when they face problems to be one of the two things. Or inert, which means taking no action, or if they do take any action, the action tends to be self-destructive. So that's what life is about. Life is just filled with problems. And then when such a person faces a problem, or he'll ignore the problem, he'll take no action, or he or she will take a destructive, self-destructive, or destructive of others action, such as, oh, let me just get drunk or whatever, or punch someone or something like that, or even push oneself further down. And then the other type of a character is a character, so that's the second out of the three. The other type of character is one who does not want to engage in an activity if the activity itself is not pleasant. So if the activity itself is pleasant, then such a person will be very happy to act. But if the activity itself is not pleasant, such person does not like to take that activity. Now we know that there are many results that require taking unpleasant activity. And then there's a third type of character, which is known as sattvic or sattva. Sattva means good existence. Grossly translated, there's no English equivalent. Is a person who does not care whether the activity in itself is pleasing or displeasing, but that person is motivated by the good results that will come out of the activity. And therefore such a person will enjoy even an unpleasant activity. So therefore this type of a character, when facing a problem in life, will not refuse to act, will not act destructively, but will rather simply analyze the situation, come up with the best possible course of action, and happily execute it, even though the action itself may be or may not be pleasing. And then if you if you think, for example, of many of the spiritual practices, so this is basic life. But even if we take this into a spiritual realm, when we think about spiritual practices, such as, for example, as meditating or fasting. Let's say fasting is by no means a pleasant activity. It's quite unpleasant. But if you have ever fasted, I mean, the results of a fast are just far out. They're great. You lose weight, you gain health, your mind becomes clear and clean and crystal clean. Your determination grows. I mean, overall, it's an awesome effect. Same thing when it comes to meditation, especially those who begin to meditate. They initially may experience a certain pleasure, but after that initial pleasure, the time comes when you will not get immediate pleasure out of the very activity of meditation. The pleasure will come as a result of it. And then the third stage, much later, will come when there will be pleasure in activity itself and the result of the activity. So therefore, people who are of the lower two characters, they're missing out on life big time. Big time. For example, the middle position, I forgot to say that a person loves to engage in activities which are in and of themselves pleasing despite the result. And very often, results in life, detrimental results in life come from activities which are in and of themselves pleasing. If we analyze our lives, we can think of situations like this. Even Plato said, even in the Christian tradition, they say that path to heaven is paved with thorns. Anyone here reads Khalil Gibran? A few readers, yeah. He said, don't mind the thorns on the path. They simply draw bad blood. That is, they pierce, it hurts, and they draw some blood, but the blood is the bad blood, the one that you want to lose, like that. So, because that long ago they used to do medicine. They were wrong about it anyways. You draw blood when someone's sick. That's the worst thing you can do. What was my final point here? I'll sip a little bit of tea, maybe it comes. Must be very good tea, came back to me. The thing is that these... so she came to me and asked for some help. And I often see this on Facebook or even in real life, meaning the life out of the electronics, out of the virtual world, in the real world. People say they have problems and they seek solutions to them. And then other friends, they come together around and they give them all these feel-goods, like, we love you, we're with you, you're awesome, you're beautiful, there's so much ahead of you, keep up, And this is great. This is, this is certainly a friendly act. However, it's insufficient because it will last an hour, 2, maybe a day, and it'll go away. And then if the person is by its character traits in that lowest tamasic, dark disposition, that person will again become inactive or self-destructive, or whatever the character trait might be. Now, this character trait is created by one's lifestyle. That's why I said that no good things are cheap. Really awesome things, they come slowly, and when they come to stay. Cheap things, they come quickly and they go quickly. So therefore it requires a change in one's lifestyle. And this is where yoga comes in. It's meant to change one's lifestyle. And some of these aspects of yogic lifestyle are very popular, while some other are not. Like, for example, rising early in the morning. That may not be awfully too popular. But that's the best thing you can do to yourself, to get up before the sun rises, wash the body, put some clean cloths on, and go to some clean, quiet, sacred space, and do whatever your spiritual practice might be, prayer, meditation, and whatnot, yagya, so on. Like that. And this is the bright time of the day, when the sun is rising. It's positive like that, and this is the best time, for example, for meditation. Then the other aspects of lifestyle, such as diet, for example, having one's meal at regular times, having a vegetarian diet like that. And on and on. I mean, if someone wants to know, we can tell in details. But here I'd like to just bring a few principles. And by living this lifestyle, one's character trait is going to change over a period of time. It's not going to change overnight. And that is the solution that I wanted to tell to that girl. You have suicidal thoughts because of a particular character trait. If she was a person in the mode of sattva, which is grossly translated as goodness, then she would have faced life problems, and she would have said, "Okay, how do I deal with this?" And she would just deal with them, with a smile on her face. But she wasn't, so she was self-destructive. And I was thinking, what a shame, you know. Here's a vibrant being in front of me here, being suicidal. Very sad.